Hey guys, welcome to my second channel. This is my second channel. It looks exactly the same as my main channel, except I probably look less attractive because I can't be bothered to look good. My hair is such a mess. Because I've not been away as much recently, I've been seeing a lot more friends, and recently a few of them have said to me something really interesting, which was, do you ever feel sad that you're not actually yourself on YouTube? You're this kind of crazy, hyped up, weird character who's like this. First thing to say is that that is me. That's just a part of me. Like, it's not like I'm like, and like, I'm just some kind of weird acting character freak. No, I am like that. I'm doing it now. I'm trying to do a video where I'm not like that, and I'm doing it. It's just what I get like in front of a camera. When I was at VidCon, someone from Nickelodeon put a camera in my face, and instantly I was like, hello! Oh, I'm having a great time at VidCon. It's just it's like my natural reaction to being on a camera. It's probably like an insecurity thing, because when I do a serious video, I find it that much more terrifying, even though that's just me. But recently I uploaded a video on my second channel, this one over here, dun da da, I'm doing it now, and also a video on my main channel about my friend Marina, and in them I was quite serious and calm and slow, and I got a lot of comments going, I like this, Luke. I like that comment, because that gave me a lot of confidence in me as a person and my ability to entertain without being a freak. So I decided I want to do an experiment. Obviously, I'm still quite nervous about this whole thing, about being more calm and me and not trying to keep everything engaging with lots of energy. I kind of want to try an experiment where I just make more videos a little bit more calmly and just chat to you guys, tell you stories about my life and discuss things on my second channel. That's why it's an experiment. The other thing I got a lot of comments about was when I did my video about Marina on my main channel, people said, whoa, you were actually quite intelligent. And I feel like I've built up this character where I'm just an idiot. And actually, I did quite well in my exams. I was going to go study physics at university. And then I got into this YouTube thing and messed it all up. But in my spare time, I'm vegan and I'm boring and I watch science documentaries and all these things. And that's another part of me which I don't really share with the world. And it'd be nice to just sort of explode my other side of myself out onto the internet in this other channel experiment. So I'd like to start this off with this video, which is called The Security Guard Story, which is a story that happened to me at VidCon this year. So I'd like to start this off by saying that I think that VidCon did an amazing job this year. It was actually the best run year of all time. I've been to lots of VidCons and it was incredibly run. And as we arrived, it became quite clear that this wasn't going to be like other years, in that there was the tragic shooting of Christina Grimmie. VidCon spent $600,000 more, an extra $600,000 on security, because they were really worried for the safety of everybody, and that's an amazing move. But some of the security that wasn't hired by VidCon and was hired by other companies for their parties were a little bit more interesting and less lovely. So when you're at VidCon as a YouTuber, often you're invited to parties in the evening to network with businessy people, and they try and sell you things, and you all just get to know each other and have a really lovely time, and there's free alcohol and everyone has a great time. It's great. It's really, really fun. Towards the end of VidCon, I went to one of these parties, and I'm not going to say who this was because I don't want to upset anybody, and it's really not the company's fault. It was just this one dickhead dude. I forgot my little pass to get into it. I left it up in my bedroom, and so I spent a little while trying to get in. It got all complicated because obviously they don't want to just let any random person in, because they could lick Tyler Oakley's face or try and grab the crotch of Dan Howell. They could do anything. They could, and that probably would happen, let's be honest. And on the door, they had really, really tight security, understandably, because they don't want anyone bringing anything bad into this party. So as I wandered in, I was all happy, yeah, got into my party. I wandered over with a bag with a water bottle in that someone had given me as a present at one of my meetups. So I was given this bag, it had like a couple of vegan sweets in it, a water bottle, like a couple of zebra toys and things. I'm all about those zebra toys, by the way, if you want to bring me zebra toys. Or just any toys. Just bring me little animals. I'll be so happy. This alpaca, for example, which you can't see. That was the slowest thing ever. Was given to me by a girl at a meetup. And I love it. And one of the things you weren't allowed to take in were water bottles, because they could, I don't know, presumably be full of explosive liquid or something horrific, or acid. And so I wander in, innocent little Lukey, and I'm like, hello, sir, would you like to search my bag? And he just goes, no, and grabs the bag off me. This giant, like 6'5", muscly, terrifying man grabs the whole bag off me, looks in it, and I was like, no, and shoves it in the bin. One thing that I forgot to mention to him and to you was that I was also storing my passport in there. Basically, during one of my meetups, I got my phone out to check Twitter or something, and my passport fell out of my pocket onto the floor. And so rather than put it back in the phone pocket, where it would probably fall out again and again and again, and I get lost and get transported to Mexico or something, I put the passport in this bag of gifts, where it would be safe, I presumed. But no. So the guy grabs this thing off me and is like, "No water bottles! Did you not see the sign?" And I was like, the water bottle's empty. And he was like, "No!" And then he got really annoyed at me because I was trying to like reason with him, which is never a good idea. And he just shoved the whole bag in the bin. Balls. At this point I was being pushed through the line by lots of excited party YouTubers and I was like, no, but like Jack in the Titanic. I was slowly trailing away from the only thing that would get me back into my country, which I kind of do need. But I remained calm, I'm a reasonable human being, and I went up to the lady who was running the party and said, "Hello," not like that, "Can you please help me get it back?" And she said, "Just go up to him and explain the situation calmly, don't seem threatening or seem suspicious, and I'm sure he'll be helpful." Nope. But I tried it. I wandered up to him and said, "Hello, can you..." And he just shoved me out the way. Literally shoved me out the way and went, "No!" Like, that seems ridiculous. And it sounds completely ridiculous. And even recounting it, that's ridiculous. But he literally grabbed me with his giant dustbin hand and just shoved me out the way of the queue because he was busy or whatever. He was probably quite busy and stressed out, and I'm sorry if he's watching. He's not watching. This is a YouTube party for YouTubers. You're literally shoving the person who you're meant to be protecting out of the way. It's like being the bodyguard to the Queen and then the Queen asking you something and you just being like, "No, no, Queen, get back in your carriage." I mean, I'm not comparing myself to the Queen, but I do have better hair. Not right now, but I sometimes do, I promise. And so I did what any reasonable person would do in this situation, and I found his boss and told him. It was like telling the teacher or something. I was like, "Sir, Billy's been picking on me." "Oh no, did he push you in a puddle again?" "No, he threw my passport in the bin and I'm going to get banned from my country." "Oh, I mean, that's a bit bigger than a puddle. That's a pretty big puddle." And his boss wanders over to this guy and was like, "Yo, Jeff!" I don't know if he was called Jeff. I mean, let's call him Jeff. I mean, it's a bit late in this story to start giving him a pseudonym, but let's call him Jeff. And let's call the boss Rodney. Me and Rodney wander over and he's like, "Oi, Jeff!" And he sees me standing next to big Rodney, looking all tough, like, "Yo, homie, where my passport at?" Never let me do that ever again. And he just poops himself. His face literally was like, What happens next was probably the best example of karma ever created by the world ever. Big Rodney, sounds like a name for a penis, forces Jeff to look through the bin with his bare hands and try and find my passport. Big Jeff is searching through the bin with his giant dustbin hands, which is pretty difficult because the dustbin hands are the size of a dustbin. So he was like trying to get in, but he was just putting a lid on the dustbin. That wasn't happening. I don't know what, this part of my brain just runs away. And eventually he finds the bag that he threw away and he grabs it by the bottom of the bag, pulls it out, and in the process, the entire contents of the bag empty into the bin. He then shows me the empty bag and goes, "What do you want from it?" And I'm like, "Nothing, because you just emptied the entire contents of my bag back into the bin, you crazy troll." Eventually, Jeff finds my passport and he, to be fair, completely apologized to me for being such a knob. Now this story has a really happy ending because 2 minutes later, as I was making my way into the party, I saw a guy jump the fence and try and get in the party. Like, I understand breaking into parties and stuff, but when you've had a YouTuber get shot and you're living in a society of gun crime and terrible things and terrorism and horrible things, you just don't break into a party with loads and loads of famous rich YouTubers in it. Because it's dangerous for everybody, and if something went wrong, I would feel guilty for the rest of my life if I hadn't reported him. So I reported him. And guess who came over to throw him out? That's right, Big Jeff. So Big Jeff wanders over with his giant man shoulders, which I assume was the noise he made as he walked. He probably didn't make any noise. He's not a troll, he's a human being. And the lady that I reported him to brings over Big Jeff and asks me to explain to him who broke in. I explain who broke in, Big Jeff recognizes me, and we have this like 10-second extended period of understanding between us. Thank you. And me and Big Jeff kissed, we made out, we had a lovely evening of lovemaking, we ran away to Vegas together and got married, and now we're expecting twins called Zenith and Quasar. Okay, I mean, I don't even have to say that's not true. So that is the security guard story. I fully respect Jeff for the fact that he was doing his job and he just wanted to save everyone and keep everyone safe, but also, don't just throw out a whole bag when all you have a problem with is the water bottle. That's unnecessary, Big Jeff. You don't need to do that. I hope you enjoyed my lovely story for my second channel, and I hope you enjoyed seeing little snippets of other sides of me between all of the Big Jeffs and Dickhead. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. If there's anything you'd like me to do videos on this channel about, leave them down below. I'll see you later, guys. Bye. Okay. Thanks for watching. Bye. That's all I needed to do. I don't know why I do this to myself. Goodbye.